Cam Newton has obviously been a hot topic on the show, and now he can add three-time Pro Bowler to his list of accomplishments. 5 of his teammates were picked as first-time selections, including one Josh Norman. And add that other guy we've been talking about, Odell Beckham Jr., to the list. Tom Brady, Malcolm Butler, and Gronk were among the Patriots selected. And, of course, other league quarterbacks like Carson Palmer, Aaron Rodgers, Big Ben, and Russell Wilson are in there. But here's the real question. Skip, who was left out? Who's the biggest Pro Bowl snub this year?
Andy Dalton was the biggest snub this year.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Andy Dalton should have been.
Andy Dalton.
I'm about to get there. He should have been one of the 6 overall quarterbacks selected in place of Aaron Rodgers. The bad man was often this year just bad. And if I even look at the numbers comparing Andy Dalton to Aaron Rodgers, Andy Dalton's QBR is 73.1, Aaron Rodgers 70.3. Got him there. Yards per game, Andy Dalton 250, Aaron Rodgers just 241 this year. Percentage, Andy Dalton's clicking, man. 66% of his passes completed. Aaron Rodgers has plummeted to 60.8%. Are you kidding me? And over the last 8 games, the great Aaron Rodgers has completed only 56% of his passes, which started with that one atrocious game at Denver in which Aaron Rodgers threw for a grand total of 77 yards at Denver. And over the last 5 games, Aaron Rodgers has not eclipsed 300 yards passing, all in the 200s. And one of those games was helped mightily by a 61-yard Hail Mary at Detroit at the end of the game that was 5 yards underthrown, and Richard Rodgers just happened to be wandering around at the goal line and looked up and said, "Oh, wait a minute, there's a football. I think I'm going to catch it." And he caught it, and Aaron Rodgers was the mighty hero, golden boy.
Yep.
Because he underthrew the Hail Mary by 5 yards at Detroit. So this is the man who's going to replace an Andy Dalton, because Aaron Rodgers makes it on reputation alone, and only reputation, and Andy Dalton misses because of negative reputation of he always fails in the playoffs. And
in prime time.
In prime time, okay. But I will point this out. Andy Dalton obviously has one more win than Aaron Rodgers does this year, but even in one loss that he played against Carson Palmer at Arizona, a game I watched from start to finish, Andy Dalton was really good that night. Threw for 315 and 2 touchdowns with no interceptions, and they lost 34-31. That's a Pro Bowl performance to me, and I just didn't see many from that bad man that was Aaron Rodgers.
Well, it is a lot has to do with reputation. I think it goes to show how the coaches and the players feel about Aaron Rodgers. As opposed to Andy Dalton. Yeah, I get that. I mean, you could look half a dozen in one and 6 in the other. My biggest Pro Bowl snub was Allen Robinson.
Really?
I love Megatron. He's a great receiver, but he did not deserve to go this year. His numbers are not even comparable.
Well, then it's a reputation pick.
Absolutely. Now, I can make a case for Kurt Coleman, the safety for the Carolina Panthers, 7 interceptions, playing on a very good defense.
He killed Tony Romo on Thanksgiving Day, I can tell you that.
But you have 69 catches, over 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns, and you do not go and Megatron. Think about it. There are a couple of games that he had 1 catch. 1 catch. He doesn't even have 1,000 yards. So at the time of the voting, he didn't even have 1,000 yards. And he's going over a guy that has 1,113 touchdowns.
Okay, so we just want to see the stars shine. Is that what it is?
But look, I get it. But no. It should not. The Pro Bowl should not be a lifetime achievement award. It's what did you do this season?
Yeah, I agree.
And now I get it. Linemen, when we voted for linemen, okay, who went last year? This night, because come on, the Cowboys got 3. They got the quarterback.
They didn't deserve 3. I'll be the first to say they did not deserve 3.
They got the quarterback knocked out twice, and they can't run the ball like they did last year. The Cleveland Browns has 2 offensive linemen. Really? So now we're getting into a reputation thing. And that the Pro Bowl has been like that for a while, especially fans. Who has the biggest fan base?
Ratings, we know.
Who do we like? Who do we see? But Megatron, and look, I'm not taking anything away from, but this year, he did not deserve to go to the Pro Bowl. But I don't know why do you, look, people ask me all the time, you hate Tom Brady, what is it about Aaron Rodgers? What did Aaron Rodgers do to you?
Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah,
I always give him his due.
No, you don't.
Yes, I
need
do.
to say one thing, Skip Bayless, because I didn't even know what this Aaron Rodgers topic is, because I never know what's going to happen in the meeting. I don't know who you're going to pick, where we're going, so I didn't know what this Aaron Rodgers block is.
You didn't?
No, I didn't. So when you said Andy Dalton, I knew, I know you well enough now. I'm like, this is fishy. Why does he have Andy Dalton's back? But now I get it. You had to throw a little shade.
Well, no, I didn't.
There's a little shade.
No, I mean, but that's outrageous. I don't have anything.
That is a little shade, Molly. That's a big old oak. That's a sequoia.
There's a little shade.
That's a
it
sequoia.
wasn't Andy Dalton love. Come on, Skip.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers has been woefully overrated by everyone, because I keep. Do you want me to start into it? No, this doesn't apply.
It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Do you want me to start into Aaron Rodgers' playoff record since they won that Super Bowl?
No,
you want me, because it doesn't apply to this topic.
If we're looking at Aaron Rodgers and what he's been up until this year, yeah, he has not played as well as he has in the past.
Yeah.
But I can still make the case that he should go. But man, I mean, how does Allen Robinson with 13 touchdowns get left off for a guy that has 4, maybe 4, and he caught 3 in one game?
And we heard Andy Dalton's numbers, but we talked about it. It's the reputation.
And plus, Andy Dalton has his #1 receiver, A.J. Green. But I don't like to use injuries. Look, the players, the coaches is a third, the fans are the third. So when you combine all those things together, I think just Aaron Rodgers has more of a following. The players and the coaches believe that he is a better player than Andy Dalton. Now the fans, we know the fans. He has all the commercials. He's dating a model. We know all that about Aaron Rodgers. But with the players and the coaches, when they look at tape, I can assure you, they're more fearful of Aaron Rodgers than they are Andy Dalton.
Okay, I got that. But on performance, on numbers, Andy Dalton deserves to be on this squad above Aaron Rodgers. And I am going to suggest that my dear friend Stephen A. Smith deserves a check from Aaron Rodgers for being the PR director of his campaign for making another Pro Bowl.
Well, I can make a case that only the kicker for the Cowboys should go.
I don't even think any Cowboy deserves
it. No, Dan Bailey's. I mean, look, Skip, you guys have won. How many games you won? 4?
I don't want to talk about it anymore. So I'm banned from talking about it.
Okay, so from
except in negativity. We can only discuss the Cowboys in negative terms. Okay. And so I am.
So from now until 2016.
Right. Because of the Saturday night robbery, we're not going to talk about it.
I don't want to hear you say foot or ball referencing the Cowboys.
Yeah. You got it.
All right. Speaking of the Cowboys or former Cowboys, there's been no Murray up offense this season for Philly. So did Dallas make